welcome to Ajaxar Academy YouTube channel. In this session, I am going to discuss current electricity in this Ohm's law. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Please share your valuable comments in the comment section. Okay, let us go to the today's session. Now, let us discuss Ohm's law. At constant temperature, for given dimensions of the conductor, potential difference between the end of a conductor is directly proportional to the strength of the current passing through it. Here, potential difference is directly proportional to the strength of electric current. So, let V be the potential difference applied across the conductor and I be the current flowing through it. According to Ohm's law, here mathematically it can be written as V is proportional to I. So if you remove the proportionality, you have to put a constant, that is R. So V is equals to IR, where R is electrical resistance of the conductor. So according to Ohm's law, V is equals to IR, where R is the electrical resistance of the conductor. Now we will discuss resistance. The ratio of potential difference across the ends of a conductor and the current passing through the conductor is said to be resistance of the conductor. So resistance is equals to potential difference by electric current. R is equals to V by I. Unit of resistance is ohm. So that is equals to volt per ampere. The unit of potential difference is volts. The units of current is ampere. So the unit of resistance is ohm. This is the symbol for ohm. Its dimension formula is ml square t to the power of minus 3 a to the power of minus 2 ohm. Now I'll discuss. If V is equals to 1 volt, that is potential difference is 1 volt and electric current is 1 amp, then resistance is equals to 1 ohm. If V is equals to 1 volt and I is equals to 1 ampere, then R is equals to 1 ohm. So the resistance of a conductor is said to be 1 ohm if 1 ampere current passes through a conductor having a potential difference of 1 volt across its ends. Now I'll discuss symbol of resistance. See, this is the symbol of resistance and it is denoted by letter R, and this is symbol of variable resistance. This is the symbol of variable resistance, or we can call it as rheostat. Okay, you can calling as this is rheostat, symbol of variable resistance or rheostat, RH. Okay, next. Here we are taking a conductor and negative ions are moving towards the positive plate. Ions are atoms. Here these are the ions are atoms. These electrons. Fundamental understanding of resistance of a wire. Resistance of a wire. Opposition to the flow of current in a conductor due to the collision of electrons with the ions and atoms of the conductor termed as resistance of a wire or conductor. Here resistance of a wire or conductor nothing but opposition to the flow of current in a conductor due to collision of electrons with the ions and atoms of the conductor. Okay. Now, what factors influence the resistance of a wire? Let us discuss. Resistance of the wire here depends upon the nature of the material. Specific resistance, it is rho. First factor is resistance of a wire depends upon the nature of the material. Next, it is directly proportional to the length of the wire. So nothing but it depends upon the length of the material. Now it is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of the wire A. It depends upon the temperature of the wire T. Now from this we get as R is directly proportional to L and R is inversely proportional to A. R is proportional to L. R is inversely proportional to A. On combining these two equations, we can written as R is proportional to L by A. If you remove the proportionality constant, we have to, if you remove the proportionality, you have to put a constant, that is R is equals to rho L by A. So this is therefore R is equals to rho L by A. Rho is nothing but proportionality constant. Now we'll discuss knowledge plus. Ohm's law is neither a basic law or a derivable one. V is equals to IR is just an empirical relation. Microscopically, Ohm's law is expressed as V is equals to I nothing but L by sigma A, where sigma is the electrical conductivity of the material, or J is equals to NE into VD, that implies J is equal to sigma into E. So when potential difference is applied to the ends of the conductor, free electrons get accelerated. Whenever we are connected to the battery, then electrons are getting acceleration. So when the potential difference is applied to the ends of the conductor, free electrons get accelerated. As they move, they collide against the atoms and ions, and thus their motion is opposed. So this opposition offered to flow of charge through a conductor is called resistance. So this opposition offered to the flow of charge through a conductor is called resistance. The resistance of a conductor depends on nature of the material, dimensions of the conductor and physical conditions like temperature. So mainly resistance of a conductor depends upon nature of material, dimensions of conductor and physical conditions like temperature. Okay. So pressure and dimensions like length, cross section, etc. Now we will discuss conductance. The reciprocal of the resistance called conductance of a conductor. So that is, here reciprocal of resistance is called the conductance of a conductor. So conductance nothing but, here we are denoting a letter G. G is equals to 1 by R. So SI unit of conductance is mho or ohm inverse or Simon. Dimension formula is m to the power of minus 1 L to the power of minus 2 T cube A square. Now we will discuss limitations of Ohm's law. Although Ohm's law has been found valid over a large class of materials, there exist materials and devices used in electric circuits where the proportionality of V and I does not hold. The deviations broadly are one or more of the following types. V is to be proportional to I. The relation between V and I depends on the sign of V. Now, if I is the current for a certain V, then reversing the direction of V, keeping its magnitude fixed, does not produce a current of the same magnitude as I in the opposite direction. Here we are drawing the graph between current and potential difference. So the behavior of the graph is, here we are taking V along y-axis and I along x-axis. The dashed line represents the linear Ohm's law. The behavior of the graph is a straight line, then it obeys Ohm's law. Suppose here it is a curve. then Ohm's law does not valid. Here the solid line is the voltage versus current I for a good conductor. This is the characteristic curve of a diode. Next, here drawing the graph between voltage and current. Here variations of current versus voltage for gallium and arsenic. This is non-linear region and this is negative resistance region. Okay. Now I'll discuss the relation between voltage and that is potential difference and current is not unique. So that is there is more than one value of V for the same current I, a material exhibiting such behavior of gallium and arsenic. So materials and device not obeying Ohm's law are actually widely used in electric circuits. So Ohm's law is not a fundamental law like Newton's law, as it is not obeying by all substances. So it is an empirical formula just used to find the potential difference across the conductors. So Ohm's law is valid for only for linear conductors in which V by ratio is constant, such as metals. Now I'll discuss MCQs. At constant temperature for a given dimensions of a conductor, the strength of electric current through a conductor is dashed to the potential difference applied across the conductor. So first one, directly proportional, inversely proportional, equal and not equal. Here the strength of electric current through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across the conductor. The symbol for variable resistance is first one and second one and third one and fourth one. Variable resistance is, for us, second option is correct. This is the symbol for variable resistance. Next, ohmic and non-ohmic conductors. Now I'll discuss ohmic conductors. The substances which obey the Ohm's law are called ohmic conductors. So the substances which obeys Ohm's law are called ohmic conductors. Examples: metals. For linear or ohmic conductors, I versus graph are straight lines passing through origin as shown below. If you draw the graph between potential difference or voltage and current, the behavior of a graph should be straight line which passes through the origin. So in this situation, the ratio of V by I is constant. So the substances which obey the Ohm's law are called ohmic conductors. For linear or ohmic conductors, the behavior of graph should be straight line which passes through origin, making an angle theta. So for linear or ohmic conductors, I versus V graphs are straight lines passing through origin as shown below. Okay. Slope is equals to tan theta, that is equals to I by V, that is equals to 1 by R, that is equals to G. This is conductance. Reciprocal of resistance gives conductance. Here G is the conductance. Voltage I, this is a straight line which passes through origin. Here slope is equals to tan theta, that is equals to V by I is equals to R. From Ohm's law, V is equals to IR. Now non-ohmic conductors. The substances which do not obey Ohm's law are called non-ohmic conductors. Substances which do not obey Ohm's law are called non-ohmic conductors. Examples: electrolytes, thermionic values and thermistors, semiconductors, vacuum tubes, transistors, all these are examples for non-ohmic conductors. Now, a thermistor is a non-ohmic device. Voltage current curve for thermistor is shown in the graph. For the same values of V, there will be more than one value of currents. Here, observe the graph. Here, for the same value of V, there will be more values of currents. Now, voltage current graph for a semiconductor PN junction diode is shown. This is the PN junction diode voltage potential difference and current, that is VI graph. VI curve for a semiconductor PN junction diode. VI curve for a vacuum tube is not a straight line, it is curved line. Now let us discuss MCQs. Ohm's law is applicable to ohmic conductors only, non-ohmic conductors only, both ohmic and non-ohmic conductors only, vacuum tubes only. So Ohm's law is applicable for only ohmic conductors. So Ohm's law is applicable to ohmic conductors only. Next one, the resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to the length and directly proportional to the square of the radius, and inversely proportional to the square of the radius and directly proportional to the square root of the length. So the resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to the square of the radius. Okay. Thanks for watching this video.